America at a crossroads. The 2024 US election is more than just a political race. It's a clash of ideologies, a battle for the soul of a nation. A glimpse into the future. What could be? We delve into the heart of Harris and Trump's policies. Join us as we dissect complex issues with clarity and provide you with the knowledge to form your own conclusions. But first, like the video, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel and tell us who you believe will win this election. Harris's gamble. Can green spending fuel economic growth? Kamala Harris proposes ambitious plans to invest heavily in green infrastructure. Her logic: investing in clean energy creates jobs, boosts innovation, and reduces America's dependence on fossil fuels. Critics argue that the massive spending required could balloon the national debt, potentially leading to inflation. The Trump card. Will tax cuts deliver the promised boom? Donald Trump believes that the key to economic prosperity lies in unleashing the power of the free market. His formula: cut taxes, reduce regulations, and let American businesses thrive. Critics warn that his focus on tax cuts could come at the expense of vital government programs and social safety nets. A tale of two economies, comparing approaches and outcomes. The contrasting economic visions of Kamala Harris and Donald Trump represent two fundamentally different approaches to governance. The global ripple effect: how US policies impact the world. The US economy, the largest in the world, doesn't exist in a vacuum. Harris's focus on green infrastructure and climate change could have a ripple effect, encouraging other countries to adopt similar policies. Harris's balancing act: nurturing AI while safeguarding ethics. Kamala Harris approaches artificial intelligence with a cautious optimism, acknowledging its potential to revolutionize industries and improve lives. Her approach is rooted in responsible development, emphasizing the need for ethical frameworks and regulations to guide AI's evolution. Trump's AI gamble: unleashing innovation, but at what cost? Donald Trump views artificial intelligence as a powerful engine for economic growth and technological dominance. His vision is one of unfettered innovation, where the US leads the charge in developing cutting-edge AI technologies. Critics argue that without proper oversight, AI algorithms could perpetuate existing biases, leading to unfair or discriminatory outcomes. The global AI race. Who will set the rules for the future? The development and deployment of artificial intelligence is not just a domestic issue, it's a global race with far-reaching implications. Kamala Harris recognizes the importance of international cooperation in shaping ethical guidelines for AI development. Donald Trump, with his America First approach, is more likely to prioritize US leadership in AI, even if it means going it alone. Harris's regulatory hand: taming the crypto Wild West. Kamala Harris eyes the burgeoning world of cryptocurrencies with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Her approach to cryptocurrencies is rooted in consumer protection and market stability. Critics argue that excessive regulation could stifle innovation, driving crypto companies to relocate to countries with more favorable regulatory environments. Trump's crypto free for all: a leap of faith or a recipe for chaos? Donald Trump, ever the disruptor, views cryptocurrencies as a testament to American ingenuity and a potential tool for challenging the established financial order. His instincts lean towards minimal regulation, believing that the free market will sort itself out, allowing innovation to flourish without government interference. Imagine a world where Bitcoin becomes as ubiquitous as the US dollar, where transactions are instantaneous and borderless, and where individuals are empowered to control their own financial destinies. Trump's supporters argue that his hands-off approach would make the US a magnet for crypto companies and investors, creating jobs and boosting the economy. They point to the success of countries like El Salvador, which embraced Bitcoin as legal tender, as evidence that embracing cryptocurrencies can lead to economic growth and financial inclusion. However, critics warn that a lack of regulation could turn the crypto market into a free-for-all, leaving investors vulnerable to scams, fraud, and market manipulation. They argue that the volatility of cryptocurrencies, their susceptibility to hacking, and their potential use in illicit activities pose significant risks to both individual investors and the broader financial system. Trump's gamble on cryptocurrencies is a high-risk, high-reward proposition. It could usher in a new era of financial freedom and innovation, but it could also lead to widespread chaos and financial instability. Only time will tell if his leap of faith will land him on solid ground or leave investors scrambling to pick up the pieces. Harris's High Wire Act: Can diplomacy navigate a turbulent world? Kamala Harris, a seasoned diplomat herself, approaches the global stage with a firm belief in the power of dialogue and cooperation. Imagine a world where nations, instead of rattling sabers, engage in respectful discourse, seeking common ground and resolving differences through diplomacy. This is the world Harris envisions, a world where multilateralism prevails and international institutions play a vital role in maintaining peace and stability. Her approach centers on strengthening alliances, rebuilding trust with global partners, and engaging in strategic diplomacy to diffuse tensions before they escalate into conflict. Think of it as a carefully orchestrated dance where diplomacy is the music, and nations move in sync, finding harmony instead of discord. Harris believes that by fostering strong relationships with allies, the US can project strength through unity, deterring aggression and promoting global security. However, critics argue that in a world fraught with complex challenges and actors who often prioritize their own interests, diplomacy alone may not suffice. They point to instances where diplomatic efforts have failed to prevent conflict, arguing that a credible military deterrent remains essential to protect national interests and deter adversaries. Harris's challenge lies in convincing both allies and adversaries that her commitment to diplomacy is not a sign of weakness, but rather a strategic choice, a demonstration of strength through unity and cooperation. It's a high-wire act, requiring a deft hand and unwavering resolve to navigate the complexities of the global stage. Trump's power play, will military might make America safe again? Donald Trump, with his peace through strength mantra, views the world through a lens of power dynamics. He believes that the US, with its unmatched military might, should not shy away from projecting its power on the global stage to protect its interests and deter adversaries. Imagine a world where the US maintains a dominant military presence in key regions, sending a clear message that any aggression against its interests will be met with swift and decisive force. His approach involves increasing defense spending, modernizing the military, and taking a hard line against perceived threats, particularly from countries like China, Russia, and Iran. Think of it as a chessboard where military strength is the ultimate piece capable of checkmating any opponent. Trump believes that by demonstrating unwavering resolve and a willingness to use force, the US can deter aggression and maintain its position as the world's dominant power. However, critics argue that this emphasis on military might risk escalating tensions, sparking arms races, and undermining diplomatic efforts to resolve conflicts peacefully. They point to the long and costly wars in Iraq and Afghanistan as examples of the limitations of military force and the unintended consequences of interventionism. Trump's challenge lies in finding the right balance between projecting strength and avoiding reckless military entanglements. It's a delicate tightrope walk, and his decisions on when and how to use military force will have far-reaching implications for global security and stability. A world on edge. Whose vision offers the best hope for peace? The contrasting approaches of Kamala Harris and Donald Trump to global affairs reflect fundamentally different worldviews. Harris, with her emphasis on diplomacy, multilateralism, and international cooperation, represents a more liberal, rules-based approach to international relations. Trump, on the other hand, with his focus on military strength, unilateral action, and America First policies, represents a more realist, power-based approach. Harris's supporters argue that her approach is essential in a world facing complex challenges that require global cooperation, such as climate change, pandemics, and terrorism. They believe that her emphasis on diplomacy and multilateralism offers the best hope for a more peaceful and stable world. Trump's supporters, on the other hand, believe that his tough stance and military buildup are necessary to protect American interests in a world where other powers, like China and Russia, are challenging the existing order. They argue that his peace through strength approach is the only language adversaries understand. The choices made by the next US president will have profound consequences for global peace and security. Will the US embrace diplomacy and cooperation, or will it rely on military might to navigate a turbulent world? The answer to this question will shape the future of international relations and determine the fate of nations. Kamala Harris envisions a future where the US leads in clean energy and sustainable practices. Imagine a country powered by renewable resources with solar panels, wind turbines, and electric vehicles. Harris's Green New Deal aims to decarbonize the economy, create jobs, and promote environmental justice. Massive investments in renewable energy and sustainable infrastructure will create millions of green jobs. Think of it as a modern-day mobilization akin to the Apollo program, targeting a cleaner planet. Harris's plan draws inspiration from successful European initiatives like Germany's Energiewende. Investing in clean energy can reduce fossil fuel dependence, create jobs, and improve public health. Critics argue the costs of transitioning to a green economy could stifle growth and lead to job losses. They point to potential job losses in traditional energy sectors and higher energy prices. Harris's challenge is to convince skeptics that the Green New Deal is an investment in a sustainable future. Donald Trump, a staunch supporter of the fossil fuel industry, views environmental regulations as impediments to economic growth. His approach centers on unleashing American energy production to achieve energy independence and create jobs. Imagine a resurgence of American manufacturing fueled by abundant and affordable energy. Critics argue that Trump's short-term focus on fossil fuels comes at the expense of the planet's long-term health. They warn that ignoring climate change will lead to catastrophic consequences. Trump's gamble on fossil fuels is a high-stakes bet on the future. The choice is ours, shaping the future in the voting booth. As we've journeyed through the potential futures shaped by a Harris or Trump presidency, one thing is abundantly clear: the stakes couldn't be higher. The 2024 US election is more than a political contest. It's a referendum on America's role in the world, its commitment to innovation and sustainability, and its values of inclusivity and cooperation. The decisions made in the voting booth will reverberate far beyond American borders, impacting the global economy, the future of technology, and the fate of the planet. Will America embrace Kamala Harris's vision of a future built on sustainability, diplomacy, and ethical innovation, even if it requires bold investments and a commitment to multilateralism? Or will it double down on Donald Trump's America First agenda, prioritizing short-term economic gains and military might, even at the risk of exacerbating global tensions and accelerating the climate crisis? The choice is ours, and it's a choice that will shape the world for generations to come. So as you step into the voting booth, remember that you're not just casting a ballot for president. You're casting a vote for the future you want to see.